Thank you very much for being part of this weather community. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields. Not a great outlook in spots, in particular Central America, with all this rain building. These rain totals are going to be super high. Here's the big picture. So clearly watching that, we still have some warm weather, even some unusually warm weather in parts of the Caribbean. We live to the north. There's that big front that went by the U.S., parts of Canada, over toward Bermuda, and that cold air back behind it. And pinwheeling around this, we get additional fronts, a little clipper system that's rolling through the U.S., just kind of reinforcing that cold air that is all the way down toward the Gulf states and then stretching back toward parts of the Bahamas. We've had chillier nights, Cuba, back through Mexico, and this weather here is more like what we'd get in February or even January and February, so a little bit ahead of schedule. Not that we don't get cold weather in December, of course, we're close to winter, but the outbreak has been colder than typical, and some of this trying to stretch down toward the Caribbean. Now this, a bad outlook because we're looking at days and days of rain here. Not seeing signs of tropical development, but you see these brighter colors in here. That's telling me we have taller clouds. In taller clouds, more moisture, lots of tropical rain. The mudslide threat is on the higher side. Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, stretching back toward Panama, even northwestern sections of Colombia. We're going to deal with rain all the way through the end of the week. I want to show you this extended forecast and how that is just parked in place. We get back through the eastern Caribbean. We don't have as much. We did have a couple showers nearby, Trinidad and Tobago, a couple showers that have been nearby Haiti, and then even Jamaica, Cayman Islands, we may get a few. Later this week, the rain chance will start to build across the northern Caribbean, but a big difference, west versus east. Now look how it shakes out with the winds. The wind direction is everything. I mentioned this cold weather to the north. We've had that front sweep by, kind of that northeasterly flow coming from parts of Cuba, the Bahamas, and then that easterly wind right across the Caribbean. What is that doing? Well, that's converging everything right into Central America. So those winds sharply coming out of the north, that front starts to work in. We'll even have some cooler nights. This here is by tomorrow night into the Cayman Islands. Jamaica for us, the nights are going to be a bit cooler and breezy, but all of this, kind of these winds converging in Central America, and that's exactly why we're seeing that build. One of the reasons we're seeing that big buildup of rain right through parts of Central America, but that front will start to progress through the northern Caribbean this by Wednesday, so we will get some cooler nights, but just piling up the moisture across parts of Central America. So let me start with that, and then we'll get into that long-term forecast. You see here these higher totals, especially closer to the Caribbean. So here's Nicaragua, Corn Islands, Providencia, San Andres. Here's Costa Rica, right through Panama in northeastern sections of Colombia. You see those white shadings, black shadings, and red shadings showing up. That's anywhere from 100 millimeters to 200 millimeters of rain. So we're looking at an additional 4 to 8 inches of rain. I've been watching your comments. Some of us, parts of Nicaragua, Honduras, of course, Costa Rica, Panama, we've already been getting some rain. It's just going to increase. These totals are really going to add up. So monitoring closely for that flood threat as we go throughout the week. Jumping to the north, here's Honduras, here's Roatan, extreme southern sections of Belize. We may get some of this. We're going to be right on the edge of it in Belize. Guatemala and El Salvador, heaviest weather stays off to the east. But this is some big time rain. Again, the red showing up, an additional 8 inches of rain or 200 millimeters of rain in parts of Honduras just over the next 3 days. That's why it is not a good outlook. And let me go long term here, taking you through the week. You can see all the rain here. Here we are in St. Lucia, Barbados, just a spotty shower, Antigua, Barbuda. But again, this is where most of the moisture is. Where you see the yellows popping up, that would be heavy tropical rain, those downpours around. This is tomorrow afternoon, just kind of sitting in place. And I will monitor to see if this tries to develop into something tropical. Not seeing it becoming a tropical storm at this point, but watching this rain. And here's that little front to the north that is also kind of squeezing everything together and bringing that rain. But that will give us a couple extra showers around. You see Turks and Caicos, Haiti, the Dominican Republic. As we get toward the end of the week, just this front in here giving us a few scattered showers. This here is by Thursday, could get a couple showers, Trinidad and Tobago, passing showers later this week, Grenada, St. Vincent, the Grenadines. But this here is Friday, and this is the problem, and this is why it is a bad outlook. Still that rain in some of the same spots right through the end of the week. That's why we are going to see those high totals. That's why I mentioned yesterday the possibility of life-threatening flooding, monitoring those river crossings in particular, and that mudslide threat that will only get worse as we go throughout the week. Now, will this develop into something tropical? Well, we're outside of the hurricane season. Sometimes you can get a tropical or subtropical storm forming, but just such a low chance. This is the European model saying, hey, this area has a 5, maybe 10% chance of developing into something tropical. Now, watch everything, not just the models above our heads, hostile winds, which is a good thing. So as of now, not seeing any development, but that doesn't matter. The rain, the flooding, the mudslide threat, that is the big issue right through parts of Central America all the way into the upcoming weekend. Now, here's the big picture. Much of the U.S. is quiet and cold behind this front. You can see some of those showers near the Avalon Peninsula, even some snow trying to move in as well. But there's that front. So all of this cold weather just coming down from Canada, and you get these kind of mini fronts that also work in these Alberta Clippers, if you will, these kind of small fronts that can rotate around some of the snow. You see that Quebec trying to move closer to New Brunswick by the time we get into the middle of the week. But point being, a big shot of colder air has been moving down. Now the seas are going to be choppier to rough across the board. You see more of the greens and yellows popping up on the map. This is today. That would be 2 to about 3 meters, or anywhere from about 7 to maybe about 10 feet in spots. With all this moisture in the Western Caribbean, this is tomorrow. Those seas are going to be building, and with these fronts around, and even some of these mini fronts around the Atlantic waters, the Caribbean, Gulf of Mexico, everything's staying choppy to rough, and we get another little system rolling off the coast of the U.S. later this week by Thursday. Very high and dangerous seas in parts of the western Atlantic as we get toward the end of the week. Now, for the rain totals, Freeport, New Providence, not too high through the Bahamas. Same thing in Cuba. By the time we hit Wednesday, we could get a couple showers. Haiti and the Dominican Republic. For us in the Cayman Islands and Jamaica, yeah, a couple spotty showers. May get a few spots. I get 25 millimeters of rain to an inch of rain with that front passing by, but we should have some cooler nights. Tomorrow night in particular, keep me posted. Cayman Islands and Jamaica, if you feel a little bit of that cool down around Puerto Rico, Anguilla, St. Martin over towards St. Kitts and Nevis, the rain chance is not too high at all. We could get a few passing showers all the way down through Trinidad and Tobago, up through Dominica. We may get 1 or 2 spots that could get 50 millimeters of rain or 2 inches of rain the next few days if we get some repeat showers. But we swing back toward Guyana and Suriname, and I've been highlighting this closer to the Atlantic. So northern sections, we could still get some isolated areas of flooding. Of course, I was highlighting this earlier with some of those big time totals across parts of Central America. Not as much in Belize, but watching our southern sections, Mexico City to the north, generally the dry and the cooler weather that has been with us. So we could get a few spotty showers around Jamaica. Let me know. A lot of us stay dry. Some of us get some scattered showers, a couple isolated showers possible today. Cayman Islands, we're looking at about a 30% chance. 20 to 30% chance. Trinidad and Tobago, we may get some passing showers like we've had over the last 24 hours for some of us, but that rain chance not very high in Barbados. It's not very high in St. Lucia. Quick little passing shower possible. Mainly dry today in Grenada. Rain chance tomorrow will be at 30%. 20% chance over the next couple of days, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. 40% chance today in Martinique, and a 30% chance for tomorrow. Rain chance about 50% today. Could see a few scattered showers in Dominica. 30% chance tomorrow, 40% chance on Wednesday, and a 30 to 40% chance the next 3 days in Guadeloupe. Antigua, Barbuda, the rain chance 40% today. About a 30% chance tomorrow, but that rain chance is not too high. You see St. Kitts, Nevis, and Montserrat, mainly dry midweek. That rain chance is going to be even lower. Anguilla, over towards St. Bart's, rain chance 20 to 30%, and an isolated chance of a shower. St. Martin, Saba, and Statia, a 30% chance. Rain chance stays low the next couple of days in Puerto Rico. Could see a shower, better chance Wednesday into late week. It stays on the low side as well. U.S. and British Virgin Islands, Bahamas, we're mainly dry. Could could see a couple showers kind of kicking by as we work our way through the Turks and Caicos. Rain chance with that front nearby in the Dominican Republic on Wednesday will be higher, 50% chance, building to about a 30% chance across Haiti as we get into midweek. 40% chance of rain in Belize, but that best chance is southern sections. Northern zones, we are mainly dry, so big difference depending on location. Aruba, Curacao, and Bonaire, we've had a few showers kind of hit or miss. Rain chance, though, overall is not high. Best chance in Guyana, again, closer to the water. Same thing in Suriname, could get some of that rain closer to the Atlantic as we go throughout the day. Cuba, generally dry. Those cooler nights have been with us. Cooler days as well. Costa Rica and Panama, monitoring that flooding closer to the Caribbean. Same thing in Nicaragua, best chance of flooding. Eastern sections over the next few days, best chance of flooding closer to the water in Honduras over the next several days. Thank you for sharing this information. But Guatemala, El Salvador, rain chance stays very low, generally dry right across Mexico City. Rain chance only 20%, maybe 20% across the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico. Northwestern Colombia, that's where we could get some of that rain around. Small chance northern Venezuela, and with that front passing by, we've been watching out for some rain, some breezy conditions, and some colder temperatures across Bermuda with these fronts sliding by. So the flooding bringing that mudslide potential across those areas that I was highlighting earlier. Days and days of rain, so more of this is coming throughout the week. No signs of tropical development, but monitoring, and then we'll see that rain building somewhat in the northern Caribbean as our next front moves in. So thank you for sharing this information. Thank you for being part of this weather community. Be safe in parts of Central America with the rain. Have a good rest of your day.